Now, we all know how difficult the 22nd of May is. It's a difficult day. It's troublesome. Well, when I say we all know, we don't all know, do we? In fact, there aren't that many people who do actually know. But you went along with it, didn't you? That's because we've got this special thing, you and I. Think of yourself as a salad, and me as your dressing, covering you, drenching you in our special, secret oil. Now, pull your radio a little closer to you and turn out your light. There, that's it. Good. We're cosy now, aren't we? And alone. Splendid. Ready to go exploring together. Once upon a time, on the eponymous 22nd of May, there was a man called Mike. Mike's occupation consisted of scarcely anything of any sort of interest at all. In fact, there was absolutely nothing of anything even vaguely resembling interest whatsoever in his crap job. And his daily state of record-breaking, mind-shredding boredom felt to be increasing by the second. He just had to get out of this turd hole of a job as soon as possible. No, sooner. Immediately. And if not that, then suicide. And then it struck him. Sherry. It was time to touch Sherry again, like the full-on hard man he was. 9:15 a.m. 9:15? Splendid. That's an appalling time to be pissed. Right, Sherry at dawn it is then. Well, not quite at dawn, but not far off. Mike straightened his tie in a butch sort of a way, like men who've just made big decisions in movies do, and got up from his desk. He crossed the office, speaking to no one, pushed open the main door in a Dean Martin sort of a way, and strode outside into the street as if forever. Things were going to be different from now on. Mike walked straight into the Dog and Trumpet. What can I get you, sir? Pint of sherry, straight up. Unusual drink for this time in the morning? Yeah? Well, I'm an unusual sort of a guy, as you can very well see. I certainly can, sir. Pint of sherry coming up right away. Mike downed it in one. Bliss. The second pint he took more slowly. He could feel the manufacturers of self-doubt in his brain packing up and heading home for the day because their factories were flooded with liquor. Mike's vision was clearing. Now we're getting somewhere, he thought to himself. At a table in the corner of the pub sat a toothless old man who suddenly slammed down his pint glass with all the strength he could muster and started shouting at the top of his voice, which was only just audible. You won't understand a word he says, the barman said to Mike. Mike ordered another pint of sherry and turned to listen.
Good on you, fella,
said the little old man, waggling his small, bony finger at Mike.
You're all right, aren't you? You don't let us down, will you? We need you. We're all relying on you.
See what I mean? Said the barman. Don't you worry, toothless old drunk, said Mike to the toothless old drunk. I'm onto it. It was now time to make an exit. Mike slammed his palms on the bar and powerfully propelled himself backwards across the room. He hit the back wall. Thwap! The bar stool smashed against the brickwork below him. Mike landed, rolled his shoulders, clicked his neck, stepped over the broken stool and headed out the door. The world was now making sense for once. Then Mike reached the huge city council building. Its great entrance pillars loomed high against the dark, swirling sky. Eagles had gathered overhead. "Can I help you, sir?" said a receptionist. "I very much doubt it," said Mike, stepping into a lift. "You need to sign in." But the doors had closed. Mike pushed his palms against the walls of the lift and smiled at his reflection in the wall mirror as he ascended. 15th floor, and Mike stepped out. At the end of the corridor was a door. Simon Frank's, Head of City Planning. The nameplate read. Mike entered. From behind a large desk, in front of a panoramic view of the town, Simon Franks looked up. "Excuse me, who are you?" "Sit down," said Mike. "I've got something to tell you." "You'll need to book an appointment with my secretary if you want to see me. You can't just—" "Well, I'm here now," said Mike. "What is all this about?" blustered Franks. "I've got an idea," said Mike. "I thought you might like to hear it." "Through the appropriate channels, I will consider any items which come in here, but this is—" "I've sent many items in," said Mike, "but I never get a reply. Now, why do you think that might be?" You have to understand, we're very busy here. Now, if you don't leave, I am going to call the police." "Okay," said Mike, steady as an electric knife. "Call the police." Valerie," said Franks, into the thing on his desk. "Could you call the police? I have an intruder in my office."
Are you okay, Mr. Franks?
"Just hurry, Valerie." "Well, perhaps you'd like to hear my idea." "Oh, yes, absolutely." "Good," said Mike. He got up. "My plan is to bring public swimming to the roads. I see a parade of lilos, a sea of arms dipping in and out of the water, a synchronized front crawl of commuters, a river of flippering feet." Mike was striding around the office now. "We reclaim the roads. We break up the concrete, the steel and the paving, and we start again. We divert streams to primary schools. That is the basis of the idea," said Mike. "Well, that's fascinating. Thank you very much. We'll certainly keep that on file. Now, unless there's something else you'd like to discuss." That wasn't the response Mike was looking for. "Do you have any idea how much I've thought about this?" said Mike. "I mean, obviously it's not completely worked out. It's just the beginning. But—"
"Mr. Franks, the police are on their way up now,"
came Valerie's voice out of the thing on the desk. "Well, goodbye," said Franks, confidently. Mike walked to the window and pushed the window open. Then, in a swift and determined movement, he dragged Franks out of his chair and pushed him backwards through the window, catching his feet as he fell. The chairman's knees caught over the window frame, and he hung like a fat trapeze artist, 15 stories up. "You have not given my idea the consideration it deserves," said Mike. I'll get a committee onto it right away," screamed Franks. "I think it has massive potential." "Oh, really?" said Mike. "You don't think it's perhaps a little extreme?" "Extreme? God, no, not at all. It's absolutely the direction in which we should all be thinking now." "Well, that's really great news," said Mike. "I thought I might have to talk you into it." 15 stories below, a crowd of people had gathered. "Now, you're absolutely sure I can trust you?" said Mike. "Absolutely. You have my solemn promise. Why don't I come back up into the office and we'll sort out the necessary paperwork?" "Okay, but let's shake on it first, shall we?" said Mike. "Of course!" Franks held his hand out as best he could, but as he stretched up, his body twisted and one of his legs slipped out of Mike's grasp. Mike tried to grab it, but in doing so, he lost his grip on the other leg, and then all was lost. Franks had just reached terminal velocity when he hit the ground. It didn't look like he would get up ever again. Mike walked out of the office, down the corridor, past the lift, and down another corridor. He kicked open a fire escape and climbed to the highest point on the roof that overlooked a large car park. Below, a growing number of people were gathering. Sirens were whining in the distance.
"I can see all of you,"
began Mike.
"all of the thousands of you. You're all angry, aren't you? You're all hungry. Where is your food? Why haven't you got any food? I'll tell you why. Because the political people have stolen your food. The fat political people have taken your food away. And they are eating it now. Your own children's food. Your own family's food. Your very own food. And why? Because they are scared of you. That's why they are scared of you. And they want you dead.
Mike hadn't finished.
They are the people who stole your land from you. They are the people who stole your earth from you. Your own planet. Your very own planet. These people have stolen all of your everything from you and then made you buy your own everything back from them. And they've hidden all of this away from you, shrouded it all in lies with the anesthetic they've been pumping into you from birth. With their speeches, their newspapers, their media outlets, their advertisements, their posters, their banking systems, their laws, their radio programs, their private schools for their political spawn, their armies, their police and their bombs. But now, their whole system is collapsing. Yes, it's collapsing, and it's time for us to take everything back. We are going to eat all of the rich people!
From below, the crowd were watching in horror. A man, 20 stories up, had mounted a section of security railing on the roof. He was screaming at the top of his voice and waving his hands above his head. And then he slipped and he fell all the way to the ground. Smash! Literally feet away from Simon Franks. As it happened, later, when interviewed, witnesses were asked if they knew what the man had been shouting about. No one could really say. "Something about stealing food, I think," said a woman. "Sorry, I can't be any more help." Passing on his way home from the Dog and Trumpet, the toothless old man stood for a while and hurled abuse at the police, like he always did. Nobody listened to him. Again. And he went home alone. Again. Sweet dreams.